Okay, it's week of February 21st, and let's start this week off at 424. So, we don't move a ton of southern yellow pine 2x4s out of the lumber yards, but we do a little bit. So, we keep a couple units on hand. And one thing about southern yellow pine 2x4s, when you pop the bands, they tend to start to go everywhere pretty fast. They tend to start to move. Gets hard to keep them stacked. And so, shout out to Travis Woodside for this idea. He thought about building these little troughs for them to sit in, to eliminate the hassle of those bundles just sort of falling apart, making it hard for the guys to pick from. Really cool idea, very well executed. I love it. Jumping quickly over to Beasley, we'll do a little before and after. So a good improvement that was identified, that we had a lot of waste of when walk-in customers came in for items that were typically stocked in production. So weather stripping, jam material, hinges in the different colors. If we had a walk-in customer, we had to walk the waste of transportation all the way back to production to pick those items. Meanwhile, the customers waiting just left a lot of room for improvement. Dre and others came up with the idea to stock these up near the sales counter. Awesome improvement. But then they took it a step further. So if you look at this and you think 3S, we want to keep things standardized. So these boxes of weather stripping and stuff like that could easily walk away. They could fall over. So they built these little cubbies. Huge improvement. Everything has a spot. It's standardized. It's not going to walk away. It's easy to keep labeled. Guys, this is just textbook 3S improvement. You guys do an amazing job. Thank you, Dre, and anybody else involved. Awesome stuff. Big shout out to Juan Herrera here. So this was our sign locating the first aid kit in production. Good on us for having something, but leaves a little bit of room for improvement. So Juan made us an awesome improvement here with updating the sign. Got it in both Spanish and English. Huge upgrade there. And then he also made a box. I view this as another standardized improvement. So for the bloodborne pathogens, that kit, he made a box for it so that it can't walk away. It's easily accessible, easy to see, and it's always right there. Great job, Juan. So jumping over to service and install, thank you, Lloyd, for this one. And I make up that this is a think about the next person, because Lloyd has had Colin in that office learning the dispatch side. Putting together efficient routes in dispatch is key, and it's something that sometimes takes a little bit of time, especially if you don't know the area. So put a big map on the wall, color-coded all the neighborhoods by customer, just really making this easy and simple. Also easy for everybody to see. It's super visual up on the wall. I also make up that we self-help. It looked like we printed that on the KIP, probably at 424, and brought it over. Just a bunch of things to like. Awesome improvement, Lloyd. Awesome improvement from Omar on our quest to eliminate sawdust at the truss plant. So one of the areas that was identified that's creating a bunch of sawdust is these conveyors that bring the waste from the saw box up to the hopper. It drops it a good couple feet into that hopper. That leaves opportunity for sawdust to kind of spew out as things drop in. So he just built a little cover for it. He also put hinges on it so that when the guys are dumping it, it's easy for them to work with. They can just hinge it back before they pick it up and dump it that way. Really, really great idea, Omar. I love where your head's at here. Hopefully it makes a big difference. We've been experimenting a lot in floor trusses with plate handling. We've had tables where we stock in different things. We've had different size tables, and here's the latest iteration with these little slots that we could stock in and label everything. Just in case anything gets damaged during production, we can just grab another plate. If there's a defect, something comes up missing, we don't have a bunch of transportation waste or waiting. We've got everything right there, easily accessible. Love that it's labeled and clean, very standardized. Great job, Davis. So Antonio's bringing us an awesome improvement in truss picking. So if you are picking up an open bundle in truss picking, maybe you've got new material coming in and we first in, first out, so you got to pick up that bundle and move it so you can stock in the new stuff. The crossouts that come on those bundles are just barely long enough for the bundle. And so if you're sitting them down, if you don't have your crossouts in the exact right spot, or you're a little bit out of square, when you go to sit that open bundle down, you're going to have a defect, and that defect's going to look like a rolled bundle. It falls over on you. It's a huge hassle. It's a huge waste. So to fix that, you double up your sticks like this, and I've done it a million times. But that's over processing. You shouldn't have to take the time to double up those sticks. Antonio noticed that. He got these bigger crossouts. They're longer, they're taller, easy to get out from under. Just makes things simpler, easier. Awesome improvement, Antonio. This is beautiful. And so let's end this week right there. Fix what bugs you. No matter how many times we say that, there's still those little things that we do that we shouldn't have to, that we overprocess because things are just more difficult than they should be. So ask yourself this week, what bugs me about my day-to-day and what could I do about it?